Now, health is meant to have more money being spent on it than almost any others besides social security. You've been doing a presentation to the Tynwald members today. What were you asking for?
I don't think we were specifically asking for any money per se. What we were trying to do was illustrate where the problems lie, that there isn't a single simple solution, and every specialty actually has its own problems that require different solutions. The only thing that we put a figure on is that cost for an extra theatre time of about £1 million. The reality is that while there are ways that you can tackle outpatient waiting lists without necessarily too great expenditure, the inpatient waiting list, the only thing that is actually making a difference there is theatre time. So the only way to reduce that is to either open that theatre or send people to other hospitals for their operation, which looks to be actually more expensive than the £1 million to open the theatre.
Now, members of Parliament will stand up and ask questions like what has been the process for waiting lists, and you give a response, will say, up to now it's been so and so. But people want to know the future, don't they? They don't want to know the past, what's been the last year's waiting list times. They want to see figures, and they're not published at the present state. It's not in the public domain, is it, to see online how long we're going to wait for this particular
I think
procedure?
Not only has it not been in the public domain, it's not been in the private domain. There have been significant problems in the past with the underlying data, and equally we've had problems modelling the prospective waiting time, because we're hit by the fact that we have specialties with, say, one consultant, and when that consultant goes on holiday, that month his waiting time goes completely awry. We have now developed a new model that does appear to work and give a reasonably accurate prospective waiting time for most specialties, and the plan is that we will, within the next few months, start to publish that, and hopefully patients will be able to see that in due course, yes.
To sum up, what exactly is going to happen now?
There is more work to be done, basically. We are looking at, in the hospital, an appointment bureau which will act as a one-stop shop for all appointments, which will allow everything to be coordinated and work more seamlessly. The individual specialties where there are particular problems are going to have groups set up to look at how to deal with their particular problems.
Okay, this sounds like more managers.
The reality is that if you don't have managers, it won't work.
So there will be more managers. You're asking for more managers?
No, what we're saying is, if you go to an airport and you see a lot of people waiting for check-in, what you don't do is reduce the check-in staff and ask the pilots to do it instead.
Are you happy with where we stand at the moment?
No, but we're better placed than we were some months ago. We understand the problem, and we have seen improvements over the last 6 months. We've seen an increase in capacity throughput in the hospital of about 20% over the last 18 months. If we can continue the steps we've already taken, then we will make sure that the waiting lists will fall.
And when will we be chatting next? This time next year with better news, or quicker than that?
That, I'm afraid I'm not in a position to answer that. The Minister would have to answer that one.
Was there a political will here today from the members that listened to you?
I think there was certainly an understanding of the problems, yes.